I've had this idea that I think is really quite useful and interesting, and it takes two things that are truths about how we achieve things as human beings and puts them together. The idea of incrementalism, in other words, to get better and better and better by small margins at something, and the idea of compound interest and the way in which interest builds up and builds up. Now, incrementalism, that's the process of personal development, of training of an athlete, of any kind of endeavour where you want to get a little bit better. The idea is every time you do something, try and be just that little bit better at it. So if you look at it down here, that's your achievement going up there, how good you're getting at something, and this is a period of time. And this little staggered line, you can see every time we do the same thing, we get just a little bit better at it. It's difficult, it takes a lot of motivation to keep doing that little bit extra, and in your head, you just add up those little bit extras and you chart forward in your life and go, well, that's how good I'm going to be if I keep doing this little bit better, this little bit better. If you add to that the idea of compound interest, the line carries on like this, nice and slow, slowly rising until you reach a kind of tipping point, and then it really starts to accelerate up like that. And that got me to thinking, surely if you put this idea of compound interest on top of incrementalism, it must work in the same way. For personal development, whatever it is you want to achieve for yourself, whether it's your career, a relationship, whatever it is, if you improve by just a few percent each and every time you do it, you're not just going to be the sum total of those few percents better. What you're going to do is you're going to access this whole idea of compound interest. So you're going to reach this point, if you keep going, you're going to reach this point where the rewards really start to take off exponentially. And that, it seems to me, is the difference between people who achieve extraordinary things and those that don't. People who achieve extraordinary things, they don't kind of cash in the chips. They just keep going every single time, and they know that if they keep going, then it is inevitable that they are going to reap the rewards, that they are going to have those step changes in performance. Now the problem is, of course, is that most people don't actually get to this point because they give up way before, because they lose motivation, because they're not aware that this is how it actually works.